This is episode number 193 of the Homeowner Show. Whether you're DIY or looking to hire, we're here to help you find the best information and options for you and your home. My name is Kevin Hackett, and here with me is Craig Williams.
Hello, and welcome to the Homeowner Show. We're so glad that you could join us for another episode here, Homeowner Show Studios.
That's
How you doing,
right.
Kev?
Well, I am fantastic.
Yeah?
Yeah, today's a good day.
Got to move into Casa de Hackett.
I got keys. Keys to the house.
To his house?
And
Is that a thing anymore?
I don't think so.
Oh, good.
But yeah, we have keys. So we were in our house, and it felt good. Felt good to be there. You were there.
I was.
Briefly.
Yeah.
Long enough to, make sure the bugs are no longer there. And our guest was there. We'll talk about that in a minute. Anyway, tomorrow.
You can't scare him like that. He thought he was coming in too early.
Exactly. So tomorrow and the next day, we're going to be spending time with the moving truck, with getting all the stuff in.
Yeah.
And
Dude, you got so much more room than you used to.
Yeah. Just interesting. So the house itself is smaller.
Sure.
But the living space is quite a bit larger, but the rooms are smaller and those sorts of things. But there's 3.25 acres there, so.
Well, and you've got like 3 extra storage buildings outside.
Yes.
And the shop is awesome.
Yeah.
So, you're going to be set up good, man. It's okay if the house is smaller. You don't want to be in there anyway.
Exactly. No, and honestly, I don't know. I don't need a big house.
I do feel I need to, either apologize to your wife or forewarn you.
Okay, I'm ready.
Because your son was out walking around with me, and I asked him where he was going to put the range.
Oh.
And he's like, what's a range?
Uh-huh.
And it's like, it's where you shoot at stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like, what would I do that for? And I was like, well, because you need a place where you can learn how to aim properly and shoot your bows and arrows and your guns.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, that sounds cool.
Uh-huh.
I was like, it is.
It's funny because to Daddy, that means golf. So I'm not opposed to the other. It's just when I hear the range, I think of a golfing range.
Well, I feel like you both need to know because he might be saying, I need a spot to shoot.
It's probably, she'll be fine with it.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's time anyway. So, but yeah, so it's going to be a busy few days and next week or so as we kind of try to move in. But if I don't get this stuff done before the summer hits, it's over.
You're toast.
It's over for me. So, yeah, so that's the biggest thing that's going on. The other thing is I'm going to put a shameless plug out here for a second.
Okay.
I need everyone right now, stop what you're doing, go over to the Homeowner Show. There is a post that I shared about Legoland and my son.
Yeah.
And he has been selected as a finalist in a Mini Master Builders competition. It's the first one they've ever done.
Okay.
And he's a finalist. There's 2 other kids, so there's 3 of them. And the person that gets the most likes on the picture, so you got to click the picture and then click like, wins for the region. And if they win the region, then they get to compete in a national competition where there's a whole new project. So his project was a hammerhead shark, and I would tell you in the comment or in the description of his picture, you need to go watch the video. The video explains everything, and it's pretty funny.
Yeah,
I think.
So long and short of it, go to our Facebook page. There's a picture of a kid that belongs to you holding the Lego thing that everyone needs to go like the picture.
Like the picture.
Yeah.
Yep. So shameless plug. I couldn't care less what you think about me saying that. So
yeah, that's fine.
But go. He needs to win. He deserves to win.
Sure.
Because
does he get any money?
I don't know. Here's what I do know though. At the national level, I don't really know what the procedure will be at that point. Probably very similar to what it is right now. You submit whatever build it is. It was this time it was an animal. You had to build an animal.
Okay.
So there'll be another competition, but if he wins, he will be the first ever mini master builder in North America. Because this first time they've ever done this. So it's a pretty big opportunity.
There might be
really.
some money. but mostly prestige.
Yeah, prestige and potentially down the road.
For like a hat, if you're like the special hat.
I
want to know how to like identify these people.
That's what every child wants is like, look at this hat I won.
Like a badge.
Yeah.
Maybe a sash.
A sachet. I don't know. But anyway, I'm a pretty proud dad. He built it all himself, and so it's a fun little thing. We love building Lego together and doing that whole thing. So anyway, your family's a Lego family too.
Oh yeah, we've got buckets and buckets of it. So
yeah,
it's good times.
It's fantastic. So
right,
anyway,
so speaking of shameless plugs,
yep.
Why don't we plug the things that pay the bills?
All right, let's do it. I'll go first. This episode today is brought to you by Sustained Growth Solutions. Listen, we know that all of you business owners out there need to figure out how to grow your business. It's part of it. And in doing so, you got to figure out how are you going to get more leads? How are you going to just exponentially change the number of people that are coming to you to earn your business? Well, that's what Sustained Growth Solutions does. They step in and say, look, we will handle the leads for you. You just let us do our thing. We'll help you with all your digital marketing, your media, everything that it takes to run your business so that you can work in your business so that you don't have to work on your business. So send them an email, info@sustainedgrowthsolutions.com. You can also visit their website at www.sustainedgrowthsolutions.com and let them know how they can help you, and they will contact you back.
That's good.
That's good.
It is.
Your turn.
Oh. Well, no, I was actually going to say, like, I actually get contacted by companies similar to Sustained Growth, like 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah.
And they just annoy me because they all seem to have like the same playbook. Whereas like Sustained Growth has a different strategy. And like, here's the thing that bugs me is like when you call these guys, they're going to tell you what their strategy is.
Yes.
Right? Everybody else that I talk to is very withholding. It's like, well, let's have 3 meetings and then I'll tell you the plan. And it's like, no, just tell me what you want to do.
Right.
And then I can talk about whether or not we want to do business. I don't have time. I don't have time for 3 or 4 meetings that are 3 hours long.
No.
Like, just what is your plan of action?
Right. Yeah. And the other thing is the leads that you get from Sustained Growth are exclusive.
Right.
Where those other companies, they're selling that same lead to potentially 5 to 10 other contractors.
Exactly.
And you don't have a chance to close any business because someone else has gotten to it before you have. So exclusive leads, which is very, very unique. And the last time I talked to these guys, they were like, their strategy is very much like, why don't you tell me about your business?
Yeah.
Tell me about what's working, what's not working. Is there something that, you need that you don't feel like is getting taken care of? And so I feel like they care a little bit differently about your business than just these people that are slinging leads.
Yep.
And slinging them to as many people as they can. So anyway, yep, that's a deal.
It's good.
Good.
So this episode is also brought to you by TermaSave. TermaSave is the only termite warranty residential company in the business. If you are sick and tired of worrying about termites eating your house and then having to pay thousands of dollars for the treatment and potentially thousands of dollars for the damage, call TermaSave to get into their program immediately for only $35 a month. You and your home can be protected against termites. And what we have just recently begun mentioning about it is that there's no deductible.
Yeah. I mean,
so many times you sign up for services like that. Well, it's going to be a $200 deductible. Well, it's going to be a $300 deductible. There's no deductible. It's very simple. It's $35 a month. If you get termites, it's covered.
Yeah, it is an insurance policy, but it's really kind of like it functions kind of like a warranty.
It is a warranty.
Yeah. So then it's not an insurance policy at all. It's a warranty. But I guess maybe it functions similar to an insurance policy. Maybe I'll put it that way, right?
Yeah.
So it's one of those deals where it's like you pay for the warranty, and if anything ever goes wrong, they're going to fix it.
It's your own personal mafia against termites.
Well, and here's the deal. Most of these companies that come out and do termite treatments, they're not going to do it unless they treat the entire house.
Right.
And
well, they're not going to warranty it unless they treat the whole house.
Right. And the reality of it is most of the time termites are not in your entire house. Most of the time. They're localized in an area and they're going to work their way in, so you want to get it treated. But you don't necessarily have to treat the whole house. But it costs a lot of money to treat every linear foot of your house.
Yes.
And it costs thousands and thousands of dollars. And who's prepared for that? Some people are, but most people aren't.
Most people are not.
And it's like, look, I don't have an extra $4,000 to have this taken care of, but maybe I have $35 a month.
If I did, do you think I'd be here right now?
Exactly. Nope. I don't. I actually don't.
All right.
So how do you get a hold of them?
Well, you email them,
Okay.
info@termosave.com, or you can just go to termosave.com and fill out the form.
Perfect.
Simple.
Easy.
So
Well, cool.
Who we got tonight?
All right, man. We got a really cool episode. I was actually chatting with my realtor, Brandy Burke. Go ahead and put her name out there. If I didn't, our guest would have. So she's awesome. She sold me a house, sold my house, and then sold me another house. I love her. And anyway, she called me one day. I was like, "Hey, Kevin, I've got a guest that you need to have on the podcast. This guy, you're gonna love him. He does custom furniture. He does woodworking. Pretty much anything you need. This guy can take care of it. She was like, he built a kitchen table for us. She said he's built a couple of things.
Wait, you built a table at Brandy's house?
Yes.
I love that table.
Cypress table.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she was like, the thing about it is everybody that comes to her house, they're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Wow, where'd you get that table? That table's amazing.
it is awesome.
So anyway, that's something that she gets compliments on all the time. She was like, you really need to have you ever had someone like that? I was like, no, we've never had a custom furniture builder or a woodworker on our, other than me. I do woodworking, but not full time in any way. But anyway, so we got Chuck from Chuck and Charli's. And so, yeah, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for Brandy for hooking us up and getting us connected.
Yep. Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah, definitely a shout out to her. So
let's do this. Let's start off with, tell us a little bit about you and kind of the journey that you've been on to get to where you're at, because we got you've been doing woodworking for a long time, but some things are changing in your life, right?
Right, for sure.
Right.
So I started about 10 years ago. I built we run a yard sale, and we're cruising around the golf cart, and there was this big 8-foot door. I said, that's awesome. I like that. So I bought it. It was like $30 for this big 8-foot door. So I brought it home. I said, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I just built like a little shop, garage behind the house. So I'm going to do something with it. I don't know what. Anyways, my wife says, let's do a coffee table out of that. I mean, a dining table. Okay. I didn't know anything about woodworking. I grew up on a small little ranch and, built a few things just to, fixing fences and that kind of stuff. My dad had a little wood shop, and we built some things just out of necessity.
Yeah.
Bird houses for the purple martins, stuff like that. Anyways, so I built this little table, and some friends come over and like, hey, that's cool. Can you build me one? I don't know. I guess. So I didn't know anything about woodworking. That table was terrible, terrible. And when we sold the house, they said, can we have this table too? I was like, sure. It's terrible, but okay, you can have it. It's yours.
That's good.
So
you don't have the first original piece.
I do not.
That could be worth some money.
But
someday.
I found a picture though. I got on HAR and found like an old photos of the house when we sold it, and it's there. So terrible looking. So
you didn't sign it and number it underneath or something like
I
that?
should have, right?
Should have.
001 Chuck and Charli.
00001.
Well, that's pretty ambitious.
That's 10,000. I mean, you never know.
I'm
Shoot for the stars.
Well, but rarity equals more value. So
So you're only going to go up to 1,000.
So I should stop here. I'll stop
Stop
here.
here.
And then everything's worth a lot more, right?
exactly.
Yeah. I don't think that's the way that works, guys. I mean, maybe there's something I don't know.
The famous artist that did the Campbell's tomato can. What's his name?
Mr. Campbell.
No, the painting of the Campbell's soup.
Oh, I don't know.
Anyway, whoever that guy is, back in the 60s and 70s, he started what was called the Art Factory. And so he literally hired a bunch of artists to come in and make art that he would then sign.
Oh.
And so he was pumping out hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pieces. And so today there's only a few of his that are actually worth any money because there's so many of them out there.
Nice.
Even though he's a famous artist. Somebody's going to chime in and tell me who that is on it.
Yeah, somebody.
Not me.
No.
I can't think of it right now.
No.
That's actually what I call brilliant, though. If you're not good at something, fake it till you make it.
I've done a little bit of that.
Yeah. So
sorry, you didn't number it. You didn't. So we can move on.
Yeah. So you built your
just on the next one.
So
do that.
So our good friends Megan and Greg. So I built them a table in a little outdoor bar. And how much do I owe you? I was I don't know. I don't know what this stuff goes for. Yeah. So they gave me some money, and I'm like, cool. I made a little money, but back then I started with $500. I had a cheap table saw, a drill, a sander, which I still have.
Okay.
Yeah. So
nice.
We've been through thick and thin together.
Yeah.
So still have that sander.
Yeah.
And the drill. I mean, we've been through several batteries, but
hey,
still have the drill. It works.
Those things last forever. If
DeWalt.
Especially
DeWalt.
I was going to say the Ryobi ones, but that's fine too. No, DeWalt's great. We actually love DeWalt, and we love Milwaukee. Tools. Really, a lot. They're all good.
So I actually grew up with Makita. That was the brand I grew up with.
It's still a good brand.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm actually kind of curious how the Hart brand is at Walmart. I'm curious.
So several of my dust collection tools I have on those Hart vacuums.
Really?
And I put them through the paces, and they've held up. I burnt one.
Okay.
Burnt one up. That's because I forgot to put the filter back in.
Well, that's your fault.
Yeah. No fault to them, but that was me. But I've got 3 more, and those things just chug along.
That is good to know.
Yeah. I did try. I bought one of the drills the other day. It's great.
I mean, they're
far. We'll see how
brushless tools. I mean, they look nice. They got displayed really good in Walmart.
Yeah,
they're pretty. I mean, it's not. It's not Milwaukee, right?
No,
it's not going to last you 20 years.
But it's also not Milwaukee prices. Okay,
right.
Let's put that out there too.
Exactly.
Yeah, but tools are one of those weird status things because I don't think there's anybody out there if a contractor showed up with Hart tools would care. But you're rarely around other contractors for them to shun you about your tool brand.
Right.
Yeah,
it's all of a sudden, why are there 4 other plumbers here, all using the same?
You're showing up to bid the same job, and you're like, really, ma'am, you're going to go with him?
Right.
I mean, he's using Ryobi.
Right.
Or Hart.
How good could he be?
Yeah, how good could he be? He shops at Walmart. Wait a minute, I shop at Walmart. Anyway, sorry.
They got good deals on fishing stuff.
They do. Yeah, they do. So, okay, so...
You know that's rare, right? That we live in an area that Walmart actually has a hunting department?
Yeah.
Really?
They also... Our Walmart around here also has a sewing department.
Right.
And you can buy kayaks there. So, it's pretty much the best Walmart on the planet.
Yeah, but you're talking about the one in Montgomery.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the... Okay. Not the one in Conroe.
Well, both of them have all of that.
Does it have a hunting one in...
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I like going to Conroe and...
Okay, they've got ammo and stuff in there?
It's good people watching.
It is good people watching at the Conroe. I will grant you that.
I have to tell you a story off air because I've got a story about people watching at Walmart that I cannot share on anything public. So anyway, we were talking about you had these just normal, everyday kind of people have tools. And that's what you're working with.
That's what I had.
Yeah.
I started with $500, and now 10 years later, I've got Harbor Freight all the way to Festool to Saw Stop, all of it. So the cheap stuff, the expensive stuff, everything in between, whatever works for that situation and that job. So,
man, I'm jealous right now. I need to come check out your shop because first of all, I want a Saw Stop really, really badly. if you don't know, SawStop, are you familiar with this brand?
No idea.
Okay, so SawStop is a lifesaver, literally.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
what they've done is revolutionary, because if you talk to a lot of woodworkers, you're going to find people with no fingers. You're going to find people with like gashes all over themselves, because at the end of the day, you can be very, very careful, and stuff happens. Something slips, something, you took your mind off something for just a moment. I know a guy that his fingers look like this because he actually got his hand caught in the chop saw. Got all of them. And so SawStop, they've got this, their product is, if it touches anything flesh, it immediately stops, and you might get like a pinprick, maybe. But
Really?
like their videos, go watch their videos online. They use a hot dog, and they'll put a hot dog up against the blade, and it will not cut the hot dog.
Well, that doesn't inspire any trust. If you want to prove it to me, you stick your finger in there.
Get on YouTube. There are some videos.
Yeah?
And it's hard to watch. It's hard to watch, but it works. So
It works.
And I've been wanting one forever. And mainly, I mean, they are a good tool, but second,
It's safety.
the technology and the safety. And I was telling my wife, it's like, so one popped up on Facebook the other day for sale. Same one I've been wanting. It's 7 foot wide. I can put a whole sheet of plywood on there and rip it. 110. I didn't have to rewire anything. Get crazy. And I'm not usually trying to rip 3-inch stuff or anything like that.
Yeah.
I got my best tool for that.
Really?
Yeah. Anyways,
We can talk about Festool for a while too.
And that's
I love the track saw. I love
that one.
I mean, all their stuff is just
The
amazing.
domino is amazing.
The domino is really cool because it's not like most dominoes. They look like footballs, like little flat footballs.
Like an oval domino, basically.
Okay.
If you think about it.
And but the Festool one uses like little dowels,
Okay.
little rods, and it doesn't. It's a lot stronger. Dowels are a lot stronger than biscuits, basically.
Yeah.
Which is what the little footballs are, biscuits.
The biscuits are
biscuit
for
joint.
aligning, and the domino's a cheap way, or not cheap, but a cheating way to do a mortise and tenon.
Yeah, it's
And
good.
a lot of the purists are like, "Oh, that's cheating," but
Nope.
I'm like, "Hey, I'm trying to get stuff done. Like,
Yeah,
I'm trying to build some furniture."
My barbecue's really good with pellets or
Same
with
thing,
wood, right? It's still really, really good.
Same
The
thing.
purists are saying it's cheating, and I'm going, man, you know what? I got a lot done.
I said it and forget it.
Set it
So-
and forget it.
I've done both with barbecue and pellets.
There you go. It's good. It tastes great.
Pellets are a lot easier and it tastes great.
They are. Exactly.
Same thing with the
Do you
domino.
feel the same way about smoking now?
What do you mean?
Like people will use like a propane smoker versus
Oh.
like a smoke box with actual wood.
Well, that's kind of what I'm talking about here is like pellet smoking versus
Pellet
like
smoking,
wood,
okay.
wood smoking, like propane smoking or like electric smoking. I don't like it as well.
Mm-hmm.
It still can do a great job, but I don't like it as well. But the pellets, I don't know. They do a really good, they do a great job of controlling the smoke really, really well, especially some of the really like Traeger and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They do a really, really good job of controlling it. And so you can literally put a brisket on it in at night and go to bed.
Midnight.
Go
Set
to
it.
bed and you're great.
Easy bake oven.
Exactly. So, we're way off topic.
It's all good.
But
It's because you started talking about tools.
I know, man. I don't know. Whenever it comes to tools and it comes to woodworking tools, I could spend so much money. And I'll tell you, we got a friend who runs the booth up at our church that does woodworking, and he's ready to get rid of a bunch of his stuff. And he was like, whenever you're ready, he was like, I'll give it to you a really, really good price. And I'm like, oh, man, the problem is he doesn't want to get rid of his table saw because but then again, I'm like, man, your table saw is so nice. But then I'm like, okay, I need a saw stop. If I'm going to spend money, I need to buy a saw stop. Anyway, the point is you have really good tools now, right?
Both. I mean, I've got
all of it.
super expensive tools, and I've got Harbor Freight tools.
Uh-huh.
And
Harbor Freight's good. It is.
Those I've got probably 6 or 8 grinders. I don't even change the disc on them. Hey, this disc.
Yeah.
If I need this one, I just go get it. I don't even change the disc.
Nice.
They're like $9.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
time is money.
Time is. There's no doubt about that.
So
yeah.
So built the first table or first paid table, and so back before like Facebook Marketplace, I put some stuff on Craigslist. Mm-hmm. You know, you get the scams, right? They always scam. Yep. Hey, can you ship it to somewhere in China? Like, no, we don't have UPS. Yeah. So, but I got a lot of clients off there, and so I never like learned woodworking. Like I never enjoyed it as like a hobby, right?
Yeah.
Like I'll go fishing every day, lake, river, ocean, creek, anywhere there's water, I'll go fishing. But like I never like sat down and like learned woodworking and all the stuff. Like I had to figure it out along the way.
Yeah.
Like, hey, can you build this? Of course.
Yeah.
I lied. You know, I don't know how to build that, but I'll figure it out. I'll get on YouTube 101 and figure it out. So, and that's how I learned 99% of my stuff.
Man.
And
so are you mainly making tables, or have you kind of branched out and done some other stuff now?
So mainly tables, furniture, but you know, some built-ins. I'm working on this 10-foot island that's been kicking my butt for the last 2 months. I'll work on a few hours and I'll go work on something else, come back to it, but it's gonna be super cool. I think I put up a couple pictures of work in progress on Facebook, but
okay, we'll link that up.
I got about 10 more hours on it, and it's gonna be good. So it's going to Louisiana. So
nice.
I kind of want to take it to Louisiana just so I can like, you know, a little combo deal. Hey, let's go fishing while I'm here.
There you go.
Know? So
why not?
Hey, I just got to pass it over with the wife.
Yes.
So anyways, but I can get some good pictures and we'll see. So nice. 10 more hours. I'll be done.
Like it's 10-foot islands. So you're going to take it in pieces, I guess?
I wish.
You wish. Oh gosh.
So I'm going to build a crate pallet that I can jack it all the way up, slide the trailer under, and figure out how to load it up. But it's all one piece. It's metal top. It's got like a big 10-foot floating walnut slab. So it's like super industrial, kind of modern looking. It's got like solid walnut drawer fronts, some pop-up electrical outlets from Amazon.
Those are sweet. Yeah. No, but those are sweet.
Oh, yeah, just push a button and it's like...
Yep.
So plug in whatever you need
those,
to.
Craig?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They're awesome.
Plug in the blender, iPhone, whatever you got. So
yes, the cool. Blender and the iPhone while you've got your Festool going. That's all.
So are you going to have to install that thing, or are they letting like the builder?
Well, so it's so down the line, it's my brother's wife's sister's friend, boyfriend. Anyways, so it's just word of mouth, right? I mean, the best marketing, right? Word of mouth. So, anyways, I built the table for his girlfriend. A table and a buffet, but he's like, hey, I'm building this barn dominium in Louisiana. Hey, can you do this? Yeah, I can do it. I wasn't exactly sure, but we'll figure it out. So anyways, it's coming together nice, and we'll see.
But you know what? I find that, so as someone who's done woodworking as well, I find that a lot of the things that you build, it's because you build it, it was in your head first. It was in your head, or someone said, hey, I need this. And you're like, well, that's an out-of-the-box thing. It's out of the box because I if I could put it in a box, I would have bought it in a box. Right. But I can't.
From IKEA.
Yeah, exactly. But I want something better quality. I want something that's going to be sturdy. I want maybe a piece that's going to be around for a legacy piece, that type of thing. And so most of that stuff you're building from scratch. And there's no plans out there for it, which you can buy plans for woodworking, but honestly, that takes the fun out of
figuring it out.
Yeah. And so, I think that a lot of times everything you build winds up being new and different. And the wood, even the wood, it's shaped different. It cuts different. The grains are different. I mean, all those types of things wind up being unique. And so, I think that the repetitive stuff winds up being just, I don't know,
monotonous.
It's monotonous. I don't know. I don't think I would enjoy it as much. So the custom, I like the custom route that you're going.
Which sure. I've built a lot of the same trestle style farmhouse tables. I've built bunches of them. Yeah. 50, 60, 80 of I can't even count. But they're all a little bit different, right?
Yeah.
All the grains a little bit different, or they're different color or different size, or
Stained or painted.
stained, painted.
Yeah.
This sheen or this shiny gloss, satin, flat.
Yeah.
Everything's a little bit different.
I learned something. Okay, I'm gonna take us off. You mentioned paint just now, so we're gonna do some painting in our house.
I thought of the artist's name, by the way.
Okay, throw it out.
Andy Warhol.
Andy Warhol.
Yes.
I've heard that name before.
Yeah.
That
Sorry.
fraud. That's what they say about him. Anyway, so I went to Sherwin-Williams today, and I was like, "Look, we're gonna paint my kids' rooms." And he's like, "All right, do you know what kind of sheen you want or whatever?" And I was like, honestly, like I'm not I really just like satin or eggshell on walls. That's my thing. My brother likes semi-gloss. I think we've had this conversation.
We have.
And I hate him for it. But I don't like semi-gloss on walls. So but the guy was like, he
As much as I want to agree with your brother, just to be against you,
you agree?
he's wrong.
No, he's definitely
What do you
wrong.
like?
Me? Almost always eggshell or like
Satin?
or even like just like a flat mat.
Yeah.
I mean, like I'm
So I'm definitely a matte on the ceiling, and I'm a satin or eggshell. Satin or eggshell are almost the very same thing. I mean, they're almost
Right.
exactly the same thing. And then semi-gloss. So here's what he told me. This guy was very, very helpful. His name was Benjamin, because I remember thinking, isn't it ironic that a person named Benjamin is working at Sherwin-Williams? But really super cool guy. But he told me something very interesting. He said, as you go up in quality of paint, so the more expensive, basically, you wind up paying for, more money you pay for paint, you can go down in sheen and still get the same washability, durability, look. He said, but if you buy a lower grade paint, you need to go up in sheen in order to get the same sort of protection from it. So he said, if I were you, I would do one of two things. I would either buy a higher quality eggshell or satin, or I would buy a lower quality semi-gloss. And what I wound up, and he said, honestly, it's not going to be that much different. They're going to look very similar. He said that the semi-gloss may be a little bit more shiny, but not like if you were to buy high quality paint and looked at the difference between an eggshell and a semi-gloss. It would be very, very different. So I found that to be very interesting. I wound up going with a little bit of both, because he convinced me that going with lower, like spending less money and using semi-gloss because it's a kid's room would be a smarter thing to do. But then he only had 1 gallon of it, and so I wound up getting a higher quality with a lower sheen for the other one. Anyway, very interesting. So that might be helpful information for you too. I don't know if you've heard that before, but
it all makes sense, right?
I guess. I mean, he explained it in a way that it made sense to me. But
what I got from that was your brother's a cheapskate.
You are not wrong. You're not wrong.
So I was in Sherwin-Williams the other day and talking to this guy. I was getting a paint for a piece I was doing, and he's like, "Do you have a business business?" I'm like, "Yeah, kind of ish. Here in a couple of weeks, yeah." But do you want to set up a business account? I was like, "Sure, sounds great. You can save a lot of money." I'm like, "What? Why didn't we do this 10 years ago?"
Right.
So the paint I was getting was like $86 a gallon.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, "Well, with your business account, you get it for $47."
What?
I'm like, "Oh, yeah, should have did that 10 years ago."
Right.
This, yeah.
Right.
I could have saved like $5,000.
Wow.
So yeah, so like almost half the price.
Wow. Which,
fun fact.
you can either just pocket that money or just pass that savings on to your, either
Exactly.
way,
Yeah.
it's a win
For somebody.
probably for everybody.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
interesting. So get a business account. That's the,
Except for the $5,000 he ain't getting back from Sherwin.
Right.
Yeah. 10 years later.
Yeah.
Okay.
So live and learn.
Right.
So,
sure.
All right. So you've built all kinds of things, but you just mentioned, like, you're kind of, in some way, you're starting out
6 days.
6 days.
So I've been part-time for the last 10 years, working nights, weekends.
Yeah.
you name it. Anytime I get a chance out there to work on a project, and I'm so far behind right now, but I've got June covered.
Good.
First backlog. So if you're listening, I'm gonna get you taken care of in June. So, but so in 6 days I'll be full time.
Okay.
I'll finally have 40, 50 hours a week to dedicate it, which I have to like rethink how I time things. You know, how long? Somebody says, how long does it take you to do it? Well, like 2 weeks. But that's like 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day. Sometimes I don't work on a Wednesday, or whatever. Right. Like, well, now I can get it to you pretty quick now.
Yeah.
So, but
Great.
8-10 hours a day. So, definitely looking forward to that. And it took like 3 or 4 years, maybe 5, to convince my wife to let me do it and jump out there. And super nervous, super excited to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so thanks to her for
believing in you.
Yeah. Let me take the venture and try it out, right?
No, it's a huge deal.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's not, I mean, like, you're not supplementing anymore.
No.
This is it.
Yeah, like sink or swim. Got to do it.
So let me ask you this, Craig. So if I were to approach you and say, hey, do you think that someone with a custom woodworking furniture building type of business in this area who was good at what they do would be successful? You would say,
yes.
That's exactly what I said.
I like that.
That's exactly what I said. Why would you say that?
Because like, I think most people, when they think about like woodworking, they go, there's storefronts that you can go to.
Sure.
Right. Where like that stuff exists. And so like it might fit in your house. It might not. But when you start talking about like custom stuff, like this is something that's built for me and my family, for what we need. It's going to be perfectly sized for my house. Like those concerns go away. And I think most people who are looking for something like that don't mind paying more for getting exactly what they want.
Yeah. Well, because at the end of the day, there's so many things that you buy that you have for a period of time until you get tired of it.
Yeah.
Or until you go, it never worked the way I wanted it to, right? But I compromised. But if you're willing to not compromise up front, you might pay a little bit more just because it's custom, but you're going to get a better quality. It's going to be exactly what you want. You're going to like it for a very, very long time. You may not wind up spending money on it again.
Right.
So that's kind of my thought. But I also think that we live in a day and age where so many things are manufactured.
Disposable.
Yes.
And I think people are getting tired of it.
I think they are too. I actually I had a conversation with a furniture gal not too long ago. And the thing I walked away from that conversation was what she said is nobody buys a heritage piece from IKEA.
Right.
No.
They just like no one hands anything down from something that you buy, but like so many people buy cheap crap from there just to get by. Whereas when you're getting something, like if somebody walks in your house and they see something they like and they ask you about it, I think for them it's way more fun for them to say, well, I got that from Chuck and Charli. He built it for me.
Right. Rather
than I found it at whatever honky-tonk store that was selling, bare wood or whatever. Like, there's more of like, for them, it's fun to talk about because it's a piece in their house that they actually have a personal connection to the person that made it.
Right.
Right. It's just a different experience.
And the whole process to me is fun. The customer comes over, we talk in the shop. Hey, I want this, this, and this. We kind of sketch it out and what size and what kind of wood, what color. The whole process is cool, and just going from a bunch of big pieces of wood, cut them down to small pieces of wood, and then make something big again, right? It's just the whole process is fun, and I think the customers kind of enjoy that. I try to send them updated pictures along the way, and
I think there's something really, really cool about going, I thought in my head, I need this. I couldn't find it anywhere. And even if I did, it wasn't going to really be what I wanted. So I found someone who could build it, and I got exactly what I wanted. I got to pick out this. I got to pick out that. And it's a showpiece. It really, really is. You talk about like heirloom pieces. Like, again, you're also talking about quality, which I want to ask you about here in just a second. But I think about my table. You've helped move.
I
my
hate your table.
Yeah, not the top. The top's fine. It's the base.
It comes as a package, so I hate the whole thing.
You have to move them both.
That's right.
They do separate, but you hate it because it's just a massive piece of metal.
Yeah.
And it's a crank table. So it's
awesome.
got a crank on it. It can raise, it can lower.
Could have stayed right where it was at.
Yeah. Well, it almost did just because it weighs. How much do you think that base weighs?
It's like 300 pounds?
Probably, at least. Yeah. It's so heavy. But it's going to last forever. Nothing's going to hurt it.
Right.
It's going to last forever. And so I guess the next to that point, though, Chuck, is I guess the question is about quality, but what do you think if you were telling a customer, this is why you should use me versus doing something else? Like, what do you think your process provides them? What's that extra, or what are they paying you for rather than paying anybody else? Really, why would they choose you?
I knew you was going to ask me that.
Did you?
I knew.
So that means you're perfectly prepared.
And I didn't know. And I didn't even rehearse it in my head. I'm like, I don't know. But I think just like I said earlier, the whole process of coming over and looking at this species or this species, if it's pecan or walnut or if you just want to go with the farmhouse, the pine route, right? Mm-hmm. Which works too. But just the whole process of just designing it from scratch, picking out the color or even just like, okay, I want a bench, right? Mm-hmm. Well, do you want the bench to be the full length? Do you want to sit between the legs? Do you want to slide under? Do you have enough room? It doesn't have to slide under. Just the whole process of picking out all the specifics of it. So,
well, I'll tell you this.
And catering to what you want and what's going to fit your space.
Yeah, so you were over at my house earlier.
Right.
We kind of mentioned that. We foreshadowed. And so you were over there, and the reason I had you come over is because we've got this really cool space in our living room that needs a built-in. It's like begging to have a built-in piece of something there.
It's a perfect spot.
It's a perfect spot.
8 foot tall, 8 foot wide, big hole ready for something.
It's just begging to have something there. Right. It's probably we met 20 inches deep.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah,
it's a huge, massive space, and I'm going. I've done a lot of thinking about what I want this to look like and how I want it to function. But today was one of the first days that I've been able to stand there for any length of time and visualize some stuff because, first of all, the seller's furniture was in the house, and it was her house still. So I wasn't standing in her house going, how can I change this? Because I'm not a jerk like my buyer was.
I'll listen to that podcast. That was
that lady was a piece of work.
Yeah. If you haven't listened to it, definitely. It's a hoot.
Yeah, and if you know her, share it with her. But anyway, this lady was awesome. Dude, she left us like a note with goodies inside of it.
What?
Yes.
Nice.
I need to explain later. But
cool.
Anyway, so I wanted you to come over and just kind of look at it and try to get a feel for it. But one of the things I really appreciated, and I haven't told you this, but one of the things I really appreciated was I was like, well, here's what I'm thinking. And you were kind of like, okay, well, would you want to do that or would you want to do this? And I was like, actually, that's a great idea. I think I do want to do that instead. We're sitting there and it was like, I had a lot of fun just kind of dreaming.
Oh, for sure, man.
Together with you. Yeah. And because collaborating is always better on that kind of stuff. My wife was there and she was like, yes, I do want to know what we're going to do with this space.
Oh, she's great.
She is, yeah. But I think that is something that you also get with the custom builders. You get someone who's like, okay, I hear your idea, but I also know how this is going to get built even before I built it. And so I've kind of got some ideas of what I think might work better or might not work. And maybe I can even plus it for you somehow and make it even better. And so that process was really cool. So I would say that a lot of times whenever you find someone who's really good at what they do, which I think you are, then you're gonna get some special treatment as far as that goes. And that's worth something. That's valuable.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's my opinion.
Is the island that you've got that you're working on, is that the weirdest thing that you've done that you think, or is what can you think of that might be, if you have done anything that's a little bit weirder than that?
That's definitely the biggest.
The biggest one?
It's
Okay.
the biggest. This is definitely the heaviest because I'm not really sure how I'm going to get out of my shop. We're going to figure it out here in about a week or two.
You have an engine hoist?
I don't even know if that would do it. This thing is heavy. I don't know how much. 8 sheets of plywood, a metal top, 10-foot by 20-inch walnut slab. I mean, I don't know.
I bet you if you wrapped it right, you could get. I think you got a couple of buddies with engine hoists. I bet you 2 engine hoists, with some towels.
Yeah,
you just don't want to break it. That's the thing.
Yeah, so you're moving something that's kind of,
Sorry,
there should be some touch up, but there'll be some touch up paint for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely the biggest. And one of the coolest pieces. The other cool piece was I'll have to show you a picture. But it's they used it as a liquor bar, but I put a TV lift. So basically it's a box inside of a box, but the TV lift picks it up. Zzz, like it comes out of the top. It just looks like a cabinet, right?
Yeah.
But the top comes up, and it's almost like the the TVs that pop up out of the countertops, right?
Right.
But it's a box inside of a cabinet that lifts up, and shelves and lights. They used it as liquor, but hidden gun cabinet or Monopoly game. You can put whatever you wanted to in there, but that's super cool.
Sounds awesome.
Have y'all seen that secret gun room that guy did that was connected to his Alexa?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's that. It's basically that.
Okay.
So it lifts up, but it's not on Alexa. I couldn't figure it out.
You couldn't figure it out?
Yet.
I couldn't figure it out yet.
Yeah, you'll figure it out.
But if you need one, let me know.
I'll tell
figure
you.
it out.
I can help you with that.
Oh yeah, you're smart.
Don't tell him that.
Tell me that.
It's lies in the studio.
No, I'm just good at faking. No, but we can figure that out.
His phone turns on his sprinklers.
Well, that is true.
If that,
Speaking of foreshadowing,
Yeah, we got to talk about that one soon.
we will.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will tell you, like, going back to like what you were just talking about, like, this is how amazing things happen, though. Like, you're like, oh, the Alexa, oh, this, oh, the pop-it, oh, I hadn't thought about any of those things. Like, one of the things that what we're going to build in for me is a place for TV and speakers and all that kind of stuff. But the electronics need air. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, maybe we could do this or this. And he was like, well, we could probably put a fan here and do this, and you'll never hear it because it's like a computer fan or something. I was like, it's brilliant. And you wind up figuring those things out. I'll tell you, though, that there has got to be a way to combine woodworking with technology like Alexa to make some amazing things happen.
Isn't that like a CNC machine? I mean, like that.
Well, do you have a CNC machine?
I wish.
I guarantee you will, before long, you will have a CNC machine.
I do want one.
Because the reality of it is, whenever you have a CNC machine, so if you don't know what a CNC machine is, you can literally put...
and that's what that is, right? It's like a computer programmable woodworking.
But
you can't say, Alexa, turn my CNC machine on to build a table.
I bet you can.
I'll be back in 2 hours.
Right. Yeah, exactly. But so CNC machine, it basically does custom lots of things. You can use it for etching. You can use it for cutting, all different types of things. But the cool thing about...
wasn't that done like on a CNC?
Yeah, that was done. The homeowner show. Let's see. It's over his shoulder there. Yeah, it was. So you can put a file into a computer and say, cut this or do this, and the machine will do it. And it winds up being perfect.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's perfect.
Yeah.
So they're really, really cool.
Yeah.
What are they going for? Do you know?
Oh, it depends.
You can get them.
I mean,
I know you can get like little ones.
Shoebox
yeah.
to 8x4.
Yeah. So like, what about like the big ones?
$10,000 for
10 grand?
a big one.
That's not terrible. No, I mean, for like what you're getting, it's not. I mean,
as long as the wife says it's okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
We'll get you there.
Yeah. I'm getting there. I got a saw stop a couple weeks ago, so we're getting there.
Okay.
We're getting there. That was $3,000.
that's true.
I meant one.
Yeah.
$1,000. $1.
$1. It was actually free. They delivered it and everything. But again, you really get what you pay for.
Yeah.
I mean, whenever it comes to tools, we harp on this. You get what you pay for.
Absolutely.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, you can go buy a handsaw or you can buy a saw stop, and both of them are going to get a job done eventually.
Well, I know. Like one of the people we've talked about having on the show is that that barn place that they have all the tools there.
Oh yeah,
it's like at 1488 and Fish Creek and all like, but it's like a craft barn or something.
It's like a subscription. You pay a subscription,
Pay like a monthly
gym.
fee. Yeah,
Like a makerspace type deal?
Yes.
Oh, sweet.
You can go. They've got all the tools that you need.
Cool.
And you can use any of it. The only problem that a lot of people find is you cannot store your things there.
Oh, like what you're making?
Right, whatever you're making, they don't have like what would make that.
They need like
brilliant,
lockers.
They need like lockers. Like they need to have another storage space with like dollies, right?
Yeah. Premium membership.
Exactly.
This is James' stuff. He was working here Monday. He'll be back on Wednesday.
Right. Yeah, I mean, if you could couple one of those warehouses that has all of the machines in it with a warehouse that you store your stuff in, that is a great model. Let's do it. Anybody want to venture into a business
we probably
together?
need to talk to them and see like what maybe why they don't do it. But like we just never reached out to them. So
no, I'm sure there's a reason, and it's probably because
have you been
space.
to one of them?
No,
I've never been either.
There's one in College Station, I know, or College Station, Bryan. But yeah, it sounds awesome. If you don't have the space or the tools, go check your honey-do list off. Right.
Yeah.
My wife wants a coffee table. Okay, I'll go make you one.
Yeah.
Or like, let's say that there's something you are trying to build, but to be quite honest, I need the precision of a drill press, and I don't have a drill press. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to walk into a place that has a drill press because I don't have a friend that has a drill press, and I can get it done.
Only need it for 10 minutes. There's no sense of spending $500 on drill press when I just need it for one small project. Yeah,
exactly. We need to reach back out to them probably. And
I don't think we've ever reached out to them.
Well, let's do it the first time.
Okay.
And see, because
let me know how that goes.
Yeah, because it sounds like a really, really cool model to do things. Yeah. But
there are things happening in the barn out there.
Yeah, there's
fights breaking out.
Children, and I walked. I have to tell you this. I pulled in, and your son sitting. He was like, "Hey, Mr. Kevin, how are you?" I was like, "Well, I'm kind of hungry. I hadn't eaten anything." He goes, "It's okay. I haven't eaten anything either." and I go, "Really? You didn't eat dinner?" And he goes, "No, I didn't eat any dinner." And I was like, "Why not?" And he goes, "I don't know." That was the end of the conversation. Sounds about right, doesn't it?
No, he had dinner. He just doesn't remember eating dinner. It's the memory of a fruit fly.
Oh my goodness, that kid.
So you said something about College Station. I think you said there was like a maker barn up there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember the name of it, but yeah.
Well, this is what triggered in my brain. There is a lumber company that we reached out to. I think it was like Tecton.
Right? Yeah.
Have you been there?
No, but I follow them, and I'm definitely going to make a trip there.
Are
soon.
You?
Yeah.
Dude, they've got cool stuff,
dude. Yeah, it's
so
amazing.
And I was gonna ask you, like, when you need something like that, where do you go? I mean, because you can't pick stuff like that up at like Lowe's and Home Depot.
Right.
Okay, so I'm curious. Where is your favorite woodworking store? Because there's a few good ones around here.
So I go to Houston Hardwoods mainly. So
that's where you're gonna get your wood from, which is great. But it's a long way down there. But it's worth it.
It is. It's a trip.
But if you need like
tools, sandpaper,
and that kind of stuff, where do you like to go?
Woodcraft.
Yeah.
And it's right there off 1960. It's easy to get to. And
do you ever venture over to Rockler?
Yeah, it's just a little further down. But yeah, Rockler's got some cool stuff too.
They do.
A lot of their Rockler brand templates, jigs, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I actually bought a routing jig set for just they're a bunch of squares, right, with different edges on it, and bought some other things there. And I was like, man, the quality of this stuff, really, really good. But Woodcraft's great too.
Right,
they're really, really good. And the other thing I like about going to those places is the typically men. There's women there too that they really know what they're doing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They're really, really good. And they do like master classes and other things. You can go in and learn. I mean, if you really want to learn how to do woodworking, but and maybe you don't want to learn on YouTube, you want to do hands-on.
Oh yeah.
Both of those places offer classes. It's a great way to do that.
Or something to do on a Saturday evening.
Yeah,
Take a $100 course and learn how to turn a bowl. Or,
exactly.
Whatever
If you're a wife and you're thinking about something to do for your Father's Day, maybe you got children, hopefully. That's what Father's Day is for. And you're
Those
trying
that
to
have children, typically, yes.
most of the time. You're looking for a gift. I'm digging a hole. You're looking for a gift for Father's Day. Give them some woodworking lessons.
That's not a bad idea.
That's a
actually.
great idea. That's the best idea I've had today.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
Why not? I mean, because it's really not that expensive. Like
No.
you said, like $100. I mean,
Yeah.
not bad at all.
Yeah.
So
sure.
that would be a fun Saturday afternoon. So and
I still prefer the axe throwing, though.
Oh my gosh, that was so much fun. Now, hey, I got really good too.
Yeah?
I think. Well, we all did. Once you figure out the mechanics.
Yeah. Is it a little axe or
No,
a big
we
axe?
did both.
We threw
Full size?
Well, you can do a little, like you can do like a little hatchet,
Okay.
or you can do like a full length
axe.
Paul Bunyan.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And that's really what we did for 2 hours, and my shoulders were sore the next day because
it's two-handed over the head,
and that I was a little bit sore the next day,
but it's fun.
It was super fun.
Different kind of woodworking, though.
That's a good point.
You need to set one of those up at the house.
Interestingly enough, you might find this interesting because I asked the question. I'm like, what kind of wood? Only someone likes to do woodworking with it. What kind of wood are you working with there? What am I chunking these axes into? Cottonwood. They use cottonwood. They said the reason is it's soft enough to stick, but it's hard enough to stick and to last.
Right.
So they can use it over and over and over. But I would have never ever if you would have asked me, I would have never even thought of cottonwood. Pretty much because I hate cottonwood and I try to block it out of my brain.
Really?
I hate cottonwood.
Why?
Because I grew up on a golf course. I was going to say that, but I was like, that's exactly what I mean. I grew up on a golf course that was full of cottonwoods, and there were moments in the year where I couldn't find my golf ball because there was cottonwood flakes everywhere.
Oh.
And it was awful.
Gotcha.
In West Texas,
Does it drop like a white kind
yes.
of? Okay,
it's like snow. I mean, it really is like snow, but it'll like, if there's enough of them, it'll just blanket and that kind of stuff. It's like
a dogwood tree.
It is very, very much, and it's annoying. That's what it is.
What is your favorite?
So, my favorite type of wood to work with?
Work with, prettiest.
Oh man, that's a great question. I love walnut. It's probably one of my favorites.
Yeah, same.
So
walnut for sure.
Yeah.
If you want something darker, something lighter, I like pecan.
Yeah.
Super hard, pain to work with, but it's pretty.
Yeah, pecan's really very, very hard. It's the way it is.
Yeah.
But it's pretty. It's good to smoke things with too.
hey, you say that. So like a lot of my cutoffs, if I can't, I don't like doing cutting boards. I'll do cutting boards.
Yeah.
Like Christmas time.
Yeah.
Buddy and I, we did about, 40 or 50 of them.
Yeah.
Just because gifts,
Why not?
right? It's perfect for gifts.
Yeah.
But
People
I'll
pay
make cutting
for 'em.
boards with the cutoffs, and the cutoffs of my cutting boards, I'll smoke with them.
Yes.
Pecan or maple.
Well, I mean, growing up where I grew up, we would do mesquite mostly.
Yeah.
West Texas.
Pretty too.
But you can get pecan around there as well, and that's good.
Or pecan.
Pecan.
Or pecan.
No, it's
What
pecan.
do y'all say?
It's pecan.
I will tell you one that I thought that would be really good to smoke with.
Okay.
That was terrible.
Okay.
Not
Cherry.
Cherry. Really? You didn't like it?
I hated it.
So here's the thing. If I'm going to use cherry, it's going to be mixed with something else
Yeah.
when I'm smoking meat.
Yeah.
I typically, that's true with any fruit wood. Any fruit wood, it's going to be mixed with something when I'm smoking, but it's great for like ham.
Yep.
That kind of thing.
Yeah, I tried it with a brisket. It just tasted metallic-y and nasty. So I do want to try apple, though.
Yeah, again, forewarning, not that it's bad. It's smoked meat. It's not bad, but it's anytime you use only fruit wood,
You got to mix it with something.
Yeah, my personal opinion.
I smoked something the other day and it had that metallic-y taste. I'm like, what did I do?
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't sure if it was a seasoning or if it was like too smoky, but yeah, it had that same taste. It was not great.
Could have been cherry.
Or the propane.
Or the glue I forgot to cut out. Or the glue I forgot to cut out of the cutting board.
That's what it was.
Whatever it was. I don't know.
That stuff just burdens up anyway, doesn't it?
That's fine.
Yeah, no big deal. Oh, man. Well, okay, let me ask you this. So we've talked about quite a few things. What is it that you would want someone to know about what you do that we haven't talked about? If there's anything.
That's a good one.
Thanks.
See, I didn't think it's about that question either.
Well, let me ask you this then. So we've got tables, built-ins, cutting boards, benches. These are the things I've heard so far that you make.
Yeah, mud room type things, like hall tree or
I gotcha. Okay.
place to hang the coats, jackets, boots, that kind of stuff.
Nice.
I don't know. I'm up for anything. If you got an idea, let's do it. If I don't know,
Could you do like the mural in the?
Ooh.
Oh, you showed him the mural?
Yeah, he went through the house.
Oh,
you got to see all the craziness,
dude. A lot of guests don't get to see the house and the craziness.
This place is amazing.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
it's
I know.
just got so much character.
does.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
That mural is cool though.
Yeah.
I have to send you a video. There's a guy on TikTok. He does like something similar, but like picture size, like our window size.
Okay. Yeah.
But he uses all these different species of wood
Oh, to get the different colors and
to get the different tones and colors, and he makes this
Interesting.
picture of whatever it is, and it's wicked awesome.
Huh.
So
Nice.
I'll check it out.
But, I mean, you showed him the sun as well.
On the ceiling?
yeah,
Yeah. Well, and I don't know that I pointed out the one in the kitchen.
That's the one I was talking about.
Yeah. No, just the one on the entryway when you walk in that the
That's
lights
pretty
in.
amazing.
Yeah.
the 2.5 story kitchen. That's
It's unique.
that's unique. That's awesome.
See, I'm glad that like someone else said that because like if you walk in, you look at it, you're like, oh, it's on the 2.5 story.
Yeah.
Like it's just like up there on a pedestal. Like,
Yeah.
it's just there. It's cool.
And like I'm glad that you're like testifying to it because I think there's a lot of people that listen to us and like he's just full of it.
No, it really is a 2.5 floor.
It's
and it
true.
Really, but it actually it fits. I mean, it works.
It does, yeah.
I mean, obviously, if it didn't
Nobody
work,
in my house has gone hungry yet.
except maybe your son.
I dude,
Yeah.
forgot he had
Forgot he had dinner. Okay, so do you have a shaper?
No,
So,
I haven't quite figured out the
okay, why you would need a shaper?
that or like, are you moving it or is it moving itself?
That's
like
the chicken or the egg thing.
I'm trying. Yeah, I've watched a lot of YouTube videos on it. I'm like,
How does this thing work?
how would I use it first? Like, is it worth the price tag,
Yeah,
which is several
they're
thousand?
high.
Yeah, and how does it move?
Yeah, so my buddy that I was talking about earlier, he's got a shaper and he's going to be getting rid of it. At first, he was like, I'm not going to get rid of the shaper. But then he's like, I think I am going to get rid of it. And it's very intriguing to me because, so do you know what a shaper is?
No
Craig?
idea.
Okay, so basically, you want to explain it?
No, because I'm still confused.
Okay, so a shaper basically allows you to, it's kind of like
CNC.
it's a CNC machine. But it's more
Handheld.
manual.
Handheld,
It's
right.
it's more manual. But so you can do things like, and this is one of the things I was going to ask you. You can do things like rocking chairs.
Okay.
So I was going to ask, have you ever built
So
something like a
like
rocking chair?
you could put like curvature to
Yes.
the wood. Okay.
Yeah, because you can shape all kinds of things. So you can do it for things like a rocking chair if you want to shape something perfectly to rock, or if there's a certain design that you want to build, and you don't want to use just a saw or a router or whatever. It's basically like a manual CNC machine in many ways. So
You put like a tape. It's like a almost like domino. It's like black and white tape down, and I guess that's how it reads where it's at. I'm still confused.
yeah, his is actually a table. It's actually not handheld. His is a table.
Oh,
Yeah, it's different, but it's really, really cool. So he's also got a planer, and I really don't have one of those yet.
I've got a small one.
One of those.
I need to upgrade mine to a helical head.
What's your is it a 13-inch or?
Yeah, it's just a DeWalt 13-inch.
But those.
It runs like a champ. I mean, it works
great.
every time you turn it on. It works. It's great. So.
What's your favorite tool to use? Like, what's your thing that you find yourself going back to over and over and over? If you could, let me ask you this question. It's a similar question.
Yeah. Okay.
If you could use one tool to build a piece of furniture with, and you could only use one tool, what would you use?
I would use the Festool Domino.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Instead of mortise and tenons or pocket holes or a router or however you're cutting your joinery, the Festool Domino it's a game changer. It's faster. It's strong. All my table bases I use with that. So most of my tables have 0 screws. The only screws hold is the top to the base. That's it. But yeah, so
I love that. Well,
wood
okay,
and glue.
I would probably say router, just because you can cut with it. You can trim with it. You can join with it if you want to. You can use it as a joiner.
Definitely the most versatile.
It's the most versatile. That's the only reason I said that, but I like your answer better.
I like yours better. I've watched hours of router videos and tips and tricks, and every time I'm like, whoa, that's cool.
Have you seen
that would save me lots of time.
Have you seen anyone use a router to take a rough cut slab and make it perfectly flat?
Many hours. That's my next.
I want to do it so bad, and I'm a little bit frustrated at my mother-in-law because she had a massive slab that was about 4 inches thick. I don't even know what it was made out of, but it was big enough for a dining room table.
Right.
It was massive. And she gave it away. And she was like, I don't know what I would have ever done with it. It's all rough on the top and everything. I was like, oh my goodness.
That's perfect.
It's my perfect opportunity to do the thing that I'm like, I want everybody to walk in and be like, see how smooth and flat that is?
Yeah.
That's because I did that,
So I rearranged my shop a couple months ago, and it worked, but now it doesn't work, which I'm sure every woodworker's rearranged their shop 6,000 times.
Oh, yeah.
But I got to make room for a slab flattening jig.
Okay.
Which I haven't made yet, so that's soon.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, just flatten tabletops. Even if it's not a slab, just a tabletop that you made so you can run over real quick and skip plane it, and it's ready to go.
Router, baby.
Yeah, for sure.
It's where it's at.
Your answer was better.
It was an answer. I think, I don't know. I think that's, again, the cool thing about woodworking is people do things differently. And they work.
And there's so many types of woodworking. Like these guys that make these guitars, I got mad respect for those because I'm not good with small finesse type stuff.
Yeah.
Like everything's got to be exactly.
Yep.
I can build a 8-foot table and it's close, but it's not exact.
It's a good reason to have a shaper if you're building guitars.
I'll have to watch some more videos and learn about it.
I mean, I've never built a guitar, but I would think that, or a guitar, as my mom says, buy a guitar. I don't know. That one over there would be fun to make.
That's pretty.
Which one?
Not the Taylor, the other one.
The electric?
That one.
The semi hollow body?
Yeah, that is a cool guitar.
I love that guitar.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Guitar. Anyway.
Fiddle.
I tried to learn guitar in college, but it didn't work out.
Didn't work out.
I can't carry a tune in a bucket.
Guitars are the only reason I even know different types of wood.
Oh.
Oh.
That's interesting.
That's the only reason I know any of them.
Huh.
Is it maple?
So that one is, the acoustic is. I don't know what that one is. I have no idea. I assume it's ash.
Cottonwood.
Is that poplar over there?
They do make some guitars out of poplar.
Sure they do.
Yeah. But there's maple, ash, brain fart on it. It'll probably be like the painter that I'll think of later on. That's true.
A lot of people hate on popular, but I love popular.
I love too.
You get the purples and the greens and the reds, but I'm colorblind.
Oh,
so,
you?
So I can see those colors, but sometimes they're confusing. But anyway, so it's a long story. But so some people are like, hey, can you stain my table this color? I'm like,
can you provide me the right?
Send me a picture of the label.
Yeah.
So, but anyways,
that's interesting.
Sometimes you just got to figure it out. But
just got to figure it out.
Yeah.
So here's one I do remember. Is there zebra wood?
Yes.
That you can't get anymore.
Really?
From what I understand.
I'm sitting on a gold mine.
Do you have some?
So I built our island top out of zebra wood.
Okay.
Yeah, super expensive, like $20 a board foot.
Something like that.
Which is like 12 inches by 12 inches, like 1 inch thick.
It's so expensive.
So I may be wrong on this, but I think I remember because there used to be a lot of acoustic guitars made out of zebra wood. And then all of a sudden they're just gone. And so I started looking into it, and like it was like
you gotta find another herd?
Yeah. But like apparently it's because it's an imported wood, right?
From where do you think? Pop quiz.
I think from Africa.
No, South America.
South America,
yeah,
really?
South Africa too. South America.
They don't have zebras in
I know,
South
right?
America.
See, that's what I
What
thought.
if they got like monkey wood over in?
So, but have
lots of monkeys in South America.
Have you seen zebra wood?
They have monkey pod.
That's true.
Monkey pox.
Oh, haven't
Did
heard
you hear
that.
about that?
No.
Yeah, that's like they're talking about that being like the next outbreak right now.
Gosh.
Oh, great.
Like like that's a like they just had the big WHO meeting, and like they're trying to get people to take the smallpox vaccine right now.
Oh no.
Because they've had where was it? There's been a few cases break out in the US and some internationally. So
No bueno.
anyway, y'all just gird your loins.
Not ready. Not ready for that.
Not ready for that at all.
So but have you seen zebra wood?
No.
Dude. Like there's a reason they call it that.
I mean, it's got veining through it and everything.
Striped, yeah.
Yeah.
Dark and lights.
Interesting.
It's cool, and it looks really cool on guitars when they
bet it
put
does.
like that kind of a finish on it.
Yeah.
So,
I'll find you a
so my favorite thing that I've built is built out of Town. Have you heard of Town?
I have not.
TAUN. It's from Papua New Guinea. And it is got that is beautiful. That zebra wood is beautiful. So Town, it's got a very red color to it.
like cedar.
Yeah, but even more red than that. Yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Kind of mahogany-ish.
Yeah, it's very, very pretty. But that was one of my favorite things because it was a little bit rough cut, and I had to plane it down. I had to join it. I had to do all the things that I had not done before. And I built some really cool clamps to make sure that, because I did multiple slabs or multiple boards into one slab and put some ends on it and everything. So I built some cool clamps. I don't even know what they're called other than clamps, but that kind of stuff winds up going, okay, how am I going to do this? So I got to build a jig, right? Or I got to build this, or I got to build something so I can build something.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
that's fun, man.
It's
That's
part
fun.
Part of the process.
I'm a little jealous of you being able to like just do what you're going to do and be awesome at it. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm nervous.
Yeah,
but excited.
I mean, if you weren't nervous, I think I'd be a little bit
Worried.
Yeah. Like,
well, yeah.
I mean,
just
it's
gotta be
all new.
Confident, but
Yeah.
not cocky, right? I
Yeah.
guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a fine line to walk, I guess. But anyway, well, I think it's time.
It is.
So we're going to do what we do, and that is the Final Four.
The Final Four.
That's right. This is the Final Four questions we ask each and every one of our guests. Were you prepared for this?
I was not.
Oh, I love it. I love it whenever we catch them off guard.
It's like going on an interview.
It is a little bit.
Thought I was done with that.
Talking about gird your loins. Here we go. All right. So these are Final Four questions. We ask all of our guests. Number one, what is the must-have tool you won't leave your house without?
Festool Domino. You gotta go back to it.
There you go.
Or the router, I guess. I have a new Powermatic joiner, which that one's pretty with a helical head.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I you think I'm joking? I'm going to come over to your shop just to gawk a little bit and be like,
let me clean up first. It's
no.
It's a hot mess.
You know, that's fine. I mean, if you're, I don't know,
All natural.
Is it a real shop if it's clean? But my shop,
Yes.
I guarantee.
Yes, it is.
Is it?
Yes.
This is coming from Craig. He needs things in order.
I do.
Everything
Clean
has
your
a
crap
place.
up.
Yeah. Yeah. So I will say this. I think right now our shop is as clean as it'll ever be. Because there's nothing in it right now. Although I found some gems in there. We were like,
we were rummaging.
I was like, what is this? I pulled out a drawer. There were like all kinds of like outlets and outlet covers and stuff. And I was like,
Sweet.
there's all kinds of cool stuff.
It's like an Easter egg hunt.
It was.
You don't have to go to Lowe's.
Exactly. So, although I was looking for screws and I didn't find any, so I actually did wind up finding one.
We did. I thought we found.
Yeah, we found 2. That's what I needed. But anyway, yeah, a domino joint. Man, I've got to get me one of those.
Super expensive, but super worth it.
It's
for
yeah,
sure.
because they're like $1,000, right?
15. Yeah. But
Oh, I want one. I don't think I could do it, but
it's tough
right now.
It's
yeah,
tough.
I know someone has one. That's
Bide
cool.
your time,
Yeah,
dude.
come on over.
You made a sizable
Look,
purchase.
Yeah, it's exactly true.
And that's
Although in comparison,
it's not bad.
No, it's not.
So it's like-
not even close.
come on, baby. What's 15?
Right. Exactly. Well, and I don't know. It's kind of like I don't have to own one. I just have to know someone who owns one.
Exactly. It's like having a best friend with a boat.
That's true.
Like, you don't have to have a boat. You just gotta have a friend with a boat.
That's right. Right.
It's actually the best way to have a boat.
It is. Oh, I agree with you on that. All right, next question. What's a job you walked away from? Now, this is really interesting given the certain situation that you find yourself in. The way you just heard it is not the way that we intended it to be received. Our idea was what's a project you walked away from, like something that you started at your house, like maybe a plumbing job or maybe a tile job or maybe a sheetrock job, and you walked away and was like, I got to call in the professional. What's a job you walked away from? You can go career path because if you want to, you're welcome to do that, but because you're about to walk away from something. But I'm fine if you go the other route. Up to you.
So we built our house about 9-ish years ago, and we had stained concrete, and it turned out burnt orange.
Oh,
That's
Did not work.
unacceptable.
Not.
I don't care who you are. That's unacceptable. I don't agree with you yahoos over here, but burnt orange, I do agree with you.
It was not cool. Anyways, so we had wood floors put in, and they said, "Oh, it's like this much to put in the quarter round." I was like, "I'll do it myself." I did half of it. Maybe 3/4. So
why? A quarter round really is pretty simple to do.
it is, and I stopped one day at I don't know whatever time it was, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. I never started again. So about 8 years later, it's still there. Yeah. So it's like
So you walked away from it and didn't call anybody to fix it.
so. But I'm gonna do that this summer.
Okay.
I said that last summer too, but and the one before. But I'm gonna finish it. I promise.
Okay.
Hold on. My wife. I'll tell
Yes.
her.
I got to
I'll
hold you
finish
to
it.
that now.
She's listening to this, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
So
So
you heard it here, folks.
Quarter round's going down.
I do
We're
love the
gonna
fact.
fish the
I do
quarter
love the fact that it was like I walked away from it forever. They did not come back to it, or let anybody else come back to it either.
right.
I should have just paid the 70 cents a foot or the
It's not that much.
no.
To get someone in here to do it,
Should have just paid
they
them.
would have done in like a day.
Yeah.
Oh well,
The legend of the quarter round.
So
so funny.
finish quarter round.
All right, next question. How do you wind down at the end of a long day?
YouTube. If I'm not woodworking, I'm watching woodworking.
Yeah.
Or TikTok. Honestly, it's I've learned so much on TikTok.
Man,
Cooking.
That thing is a black hole.
It is. Like, I'm gonna sit here and watch TikTok for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
3 hours later.
Yeah.
The little lady pops up and she's like, "You really should go to bed."
Yeah.
You're right.
Well, I get sucked down these rabbit holes with woodworking, and it is easy because it's like wood porn. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. Like there's a couple of guys that I follow. One of them specifically said, "We're going to build an island top out of epoxy."
Yeah.
And they built an entire island out of epoxy, but it looks like marble.
I did that 2 weeks ago.
Did you really?
Yeah, I'll show you a picture.
Gosh. Oh my gosh.
I was actually going to ask if you do epoxy stuff,
I've dabbled in it a little bit.
like the river tables and stuff like that.
Some small like entry tables with it. Yeah. So my wife said, "Hey, let's replace the top above the washer and dryer, but can we make it look like marble?" I said, "Yeah." I was watching, I don't know, some daily show with whoever. Yeah. Anyways, well, they had this little product. You paint it and you put the epoxy over it. I got something better. Concrete. I think it was. I forget the company. Anyways, so it's you paint it white. So I did use that at MDF. First time I ever used MDF. Usually I use solid wood, but anyways, I used MDF. That stuff is heavy.
Yeah, it is.
Super heavy. Anyways,
it's too heavy.
So you paint it white. You put white epoxy down, and then you come out with some black and gray, and put like little streaks, and you kind of chop it in. Dude,
it looks like marble.
I'll show you a picture. It's
yeah,
it's
and
awesome.
So what they did with this one that it was a huge island top. So they made it all look like marble, but they wanted an acrylic look to it as well because they put under cabinet lighting in it.
Oh yeah,
so that it shined up through. It was absolutely amazing. So that kind of stuff is really, really cool. I'm with you. Once I start watching the woodworking stuff online, I'm just like, I can't stop. Show me another one. You did that. Oh, what else can you do?
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So, all right. Last question. What's one of the best pieces of wisdom or advice you've ever received?
This is actually from your neighbor,
Okay.
Mr. Ham. Do you know Mr. Ham?
I do know Mr. Ham.
Yeah. So I built a table for him. Probably 5 or 6 years ago. Shout out to Brandy, hooked us up.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. She's like, I know a guy. So anyways, so I built out a table to him, and cool guy, coolest guy.
Yeah. Overalls.
Yeah. Exactly.
He wears overalls.
Were they the ones that put the flooring in your house?
No, I didn't know about that until after. Okay. I'm like, man.
Okay.
So I wish I would have went through him, but and he would probably finish my quarter round.
Probably.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we were talking about barbecue and this and this and that, and then we were talking about business, and he said, "Don't ever turn down a job. Always price it, even if it's something you don't want to do. Price it to where it's worth it for you to do or learn to do or figure out." So, and that's something that's always kind of stuck to me. So
that's good. Yeah,
and super cool guy. He's awesome.
I tell Kevin that all the time, man.
Yeah.
Where he's like, why are you busy? And I was like, well, because I bid on this job and I didn't want to do it, and I priced it so high I thought they'd turn me down, and then they didn't.
Yeah.
Nope. And now he doesn't want to do it, but it's kind of worth it to me at that point.
Right. Yeah.
It is worth it.
Yeah.
You know?
So, definitely good advice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good advice.
Let them pay you to learn.
Yeah, that's right. All right, Craig, your turn. There's one final question. Sorry, I should probably
he asked
tell
the 4, but there is actually 5.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry.
Curveball.
Yeah. No,
this one's...
It's pretty easy.
It's a doozy.
If people want to find you, how do they get a hold of you?
So right now we're working on the webpage. Kevin, we're going to talk later.
Yeah.
But right now, Facebook, Chuck and Charli's Woodworks, phone number 281-593-8283, or shoot me an email, cdodd03@gmail.com.
Cool.
Awesome.
We can link all that up in the show notes.
Yes, we
and
absolutely.
the website.
Yep. We will get all of that in there. And man, I'm just really excited for you. I think that there's a huge market out there that you're going to tap into probably for the first time, even though you've done a lot of word of mouth stuff. I think it's going to wind up blowing up in some cool ways. I can't wait until I'm having a conversation with you and you're like, dude, I just had to hire 2 more employees.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun.
So my dad comes helps me sometimes when I get backed up, and so that's cool, just hanging out with him. And but
that's cool, man. It's exciting stuff. Well, thanks for coming, man. It's been really, really good. We'll have to do this again at some point. So
we'll update.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Glad you're here. All you listeners, thank you. Appreciate you very, very much. Come back, like our show, love our show, share our show. We're here each and every Tuesday. Until next time, we'll see you later.
See ya.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Sounds different.
Yeah, it does, right?